Good afternoon. Great being here, and thank you for having me as a presenter here. So the topic for today is artificial intelligence to improve customer experience and productivity. All right. So do we have the presentation up? All right. This is the one. So how many of you know some of the important trends of AI? Let's start with the stats around AI, and then let's dive deep into the ways in which businesses improve their customer experience and productivity. Did you know 267 billion is the market value for AI? 26% of customers as of today use AI on a daily basis. 9 out of 10 technology companies already use AI in one form or the other for their businesses. So where do I deploy AI, right, in my business? Things humans are not good at, things humans would rather not do. How do we find the balance, right? Humans are good with persuasive thinking, critical thinking, negotiation. And what we're not good at is crunching tremendous amount of information. And that's what AI is designed to do, crunching information, presenting it to you in the format and way is best appealing to your business. AI impacting businesses. So let's look at some of these examples, right? Netflix recommendation system alone is valued at 1 billion a year, and this is in 2022. Look at how this is tremendously going to grow in the next few years. Amazon Alexa is available over 60,000 devices, and all these telephony companies, their call management system is almost automated. Let's look at some of the industries that are heavily influenced by AI. Retail, right? Who would think retail industry would be influenced by AI? Retail comes with an assumption that there is always going to be a person-to-person touch. Let's take the example of McDonald's. They have an outlet that actually identifies the car number, the last purchase order, and pulls up that order for the cashier. So all the person has to do is double check if that's what they want. If it's their morning coffee or breakfast, you straight away go and check that out. So what do? You're enhancing the experience of the customer by proactively asking if that's what they want, which is enough information of the customer you have. And from the employee standpoint, you're saving them time. And with respect to retail apparel outlets, you have virtual fitting rooms, cashier-free checkouts, you have voice search, product categorization. So when you look at retail outlets, how they categorize a product, there's a strategy behind that, right? And what AI can help you with is analyzing the patterns of how this adoption happens, and then helping you identify how the products have to be categorized in your retail outlet. Amazon has always been ahead in the AI curve. So there's an interesting feature of Amazon called anticipated shipping. What they do is they ship the product closer to the warehouse where you are. You don't really know if you want the product yet, but Amazon knows. Based on the purchase history, your pattern of looking at the products on the app or on their web application, they identify certain apps and they know that you might eventually be buying the product and move it to a warehouse near you. So from the customer experience standpoint, you order the product and it reaches you sooner than expected. And healthcare is no exception. So this is an interesting case study where the chatbot has a lot of information of different treatments and cures for specific symptoms. So if you key in fever, general flu symptoms, it will prompt you with the cure that is specific to that symptom, or if it's a little severe, it will prompt you to point you to a doctor who you need to get in touch with. Netflix, no doubt, they're very good with the way they recommend, but not just the recommendation engine, right? They also have fantastic ways in which they customize the thumbnail. The last viewed movie or the series that you have, based off the thumbnail of that series, they customize the thumbnail, the short form videos, and all of this personalized for you, powered by AI. What are the other things that we use AI for on a day-to-day basis, right? Your phones, the spam filters, they are machine learning by itself. You also have social media that changes in microseconds. You open, you go back to your Instagram feed, it changes. So, and what you see is extremely relevant to the last image or photo or video that you looked at. Now, what does it mean for customer experience? How do we bring this AI technology into customer experience, and what does this mean for businesses? Leveraging artificial intelligence is nothing but machine learning, deep learning of the customer experience, and natural process learning that you put to practice for creating hyper-relevant advertisements, personalized search, and anticipated and preventive measures that you can take. Let's go into some examples. Hyper-relevant ads. How many of you have used Starbucks application? Right. You know how hyper-personalized and hyper-relevant the advertisements are. So your last purchased order, and then it also prompts you the closest store next available for you to have this in-store experience. Macy's is an apparel giant in the US and some parts of the world. Their app is extremely customized, not just the pattern of the products that you buy, even the attributes, the smaller attributes that you might not actually filter out. Their ads are customized in a way that it prompts you to buy similar products. IKEA, again, no exception. They're no stranger to adopting technology. They're way ahead in AI again. They have an augmented reality setup in the app where all you need to do is scan the room and then add the furniture of your choice and visualize how the furniture looks on the room inside the app itself. How amazing is that? So you buy the furniture with an informed decision of how the furniture looks inside your room. And for people in the UAE, you know, this is the app that we all go after if we have to travel. So you look up for flights wherever you want to travel, and the app is so intuitive that it doesn't just give you the flight. So if I'm going from Dubai to Chennai, I look for flights from Dubai to Chennai, I get the best deals, I don't have to go into every airline's website. Also, it prompts me the accommodation details, and it doesn't stop with that. It gives me an approximate range of how much the accommodation would cost me, right? All of this in microseconds. Look at how AI is enhancing the experience for me as a customer while I'm searching for one specific information, but I get two other information. So my perceived utility of this application is going to skyrocket right after this experience. Proactive support. Whole Foods, as we all know, is a retail outlet based in the US. They also have an interesting chatbot that takes them to a platform and engages with the users to a point where you can have real-time conversations, and the system understands humans and their interactions well, where you send a pizza emoji, it gives you a pizza recipe back, right? How do we use AI to improve productivity? Productivity, what do we mean? We mean to cut off all the fluff, the extra work, and get to core, real-time, meaningful work. And how do we do that? We use the system to predict sales better, extract and give you the information that is specific to your business. You automate calls. You do not want to have a receptionist, or you don't want someone to basically answer the call, say yes, and get the query. You can automate the system. You can also create smart content. Now, content is all over the world, where you need to have creative content that is extremely relevant for your audience. How do you do that? By analyzing the pattern of consumption of content by your consumers. And of course, automating the HR process. You do not have to have all of these employees go through a HR person one by one. The process can be seamless and 100% automated, and extremely smooth for the person who's coming on board as well. So this is an example. It's supposed to be a GIF, but I think it doesn't play. Anyway, so this is an example of a company that automatically prompts. So you land on the website, it prompts you, it gives you a brief, and it prompts you to select, are you trying to get in touch with them? Do you want to understand their service? Do you want someone to call them? So it's proactive. It cuts off the extra work for the employees of having to reach out to the lead, trying to find out what they want. Rather, the system employs an intelligent chatbot to prompt what they want the consumer to do, and then get in touch accordingly. And how can Zoho help with AI? So you can put this in 4 buckets, starting with data entry, prediction and prioritization of data, retrieval of data, and analyzing how the data can be meaningfully presented to you. If you look at Zoho CRM, so how many of you have used Zoho CRM or heard of Zoho CRM? Oh, that's good. That's very good. So Zoho CRM has deployed Zia, which is Zoho's intelligent assistant. That's what we call Zoho's artificial intelligence. And this app, Zia sits on most of our most sold apps. So Zia, what it does inside Zoho CRM is that it prompts you the best time to be in touch with the customer, identify patterns of how the customer engages with you, sends you sales signals saying this is the best time to be in touch with the customer, or don't call the customer, email the customer at this time. All of this information, given the number of leads that the salesperson will have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, the system makes it easier. It's not just with CRM, even with the content that you produce, right? What is the readability of the content? Do you use a lot of wordy phrases? It gives you a readability score to see how much of the information you're trying to communicate to a specific customer can be read and understood well. Again, Sheet. So you have thousands of records on Zoho Sheet or any other Excel platforms that you use, and all you want to do with that is understand what it means for your business. And that's what Zia does. It intelligently picks out specific chart, designs a chart format for you, and presents it in the most visually appealing way possible. Analytics, Zoho Analytics is a business intelligence software powered by Zia. Again, very intuitive and gives you reports on the go. And some of the interesting features, contextual recommendations by Zia. So let's say you have a support system that you get a request from a customer, and there are several hundreds of the same requests that has come in the past. The system by itself understands that this is a request of this type and recommends an answer from the knowledge base, right? All the agent needs to do is check if this information is relevant, and then boom, send it across. Likewise, sales recommendations. A customer from a specific demography of this size and this type, what is the general product that they go after, right? So the sales recommendations also real time and helps you in saving the time of the salesperson to pitch multiple products and then decide which ones the customer might be interested in. Intelligent predictions. So the system will be able to predict what is the best time or what are the leads that are warm and hot and cold, and prioritize. We will be able to put a score and help the team prioritize, or the sales team prioritize the leads that they have to be in touch with. Also, you can build a prediction builder on any of the modules inside the CRM and then fix it. So you need to give it the attributes you need, and the prediction will automatically happen. Anomaly detection, a very interesting feature. So imagine what happens if you look at reports quarterly, monthly, and annually, right? All we'll be doing is reactively looking at the measures we can fix. What if this happens real time, right? There is an anomaly, there's a dip in the number of requests that you get, or an uptick in the number of support requests against a specific product. You immediately go into the system and try and fix that issue, right? Instead of having to wait for the monthly or annual report to come in place. So anomaly detection based on what anomaly you want to be informed of can easily be powered by Zia, and you can fix these issues on the go. Again, email being one of the important ways in which we communicate. What can we do better on email with artificial intelligence, right? It can understand, Zia can understand the intent of the email. Promoting a product or a service or asking for feedback about a product or service to a customer who's already frustrated is such a bad idea, right? So Zia will be able to understand the intent, the sentiment of the customer, and get in touch accordingly. Also use the emails that you get from the customer to enrich information. Most of the time, the emails that we get have a lot of contextual information of the customer. So Zia uses the email to enrich the customer information that you have on the CRM. Conversational skills. So Zia is also very good in how you engage with it. on analytics. So you don't need to start by choosing a report in July for a specific person and then draw a comparison. You can have conversations. So all you need to do is say, give me the sales report of XYZ for this month, for this week, and then against this person. It gives you a fantastic comparison report, and that's about it. So it's all users of analytics don't have to be tech savvy. All they need to know is what reports they're looking for and type it out in analytics. Zia will bring it out for you. With that, a quick brief about Zoho. So we've been in business for 26 years, 75 million users across the globe and operational in 190 countries. Our customers are spread out in 190 countries. And we are focused on building companies using software on cloud. So you can get in touch with the team. We have a booth. The team is there to help you if you need any information on Zoho and how Zoho's artificial intelligence can help enhance the customer experience and improve productivity for your team. Thank you.